Okay, so we will start up with the organization structure. Okay, so before going to that, I'll just show you how to log into the screen. Okay, I think you people are able to view my screen.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, okay. So I'll just log out and log in. Okay, this is the SAP logon pad. Okay, so you need to double click on this. Okay, then you would be having the system details over here. Okay, so I think you have set up your SAP system in your desktop, or still yet to get the
Yes,
server
we have
access?
set up here.
Yes.
You have set up. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so once you double click on this icon, it will bring us to this page. Here is where we need to enter the user ID and the logon. Okay, that is the password. Okay, so here once you enter this, you need to press enter, and this is the screen which the system shows you. Okay, the screen which we are seeing is actually an end user screen. That is, people who create purchase orders, purchase requisitions, or transact in inventory management, they use this screens. Okay, they most commonly use the screens in their day-to-day activity. But as a consultant, we will be going in and we will be configuring the system. Okay, to get into that configuration part or to the implementation guide. Okay, so we have a transaction code called SPRO. Okay, so once you enter this SPRO in your command prompt, okay, press enter. Here you have your SAP reference IMG, that is nothing but your implementation guide. Okay, so this is where the consultants go in and they configure different business processes. Okay, so if I want to create my own enterprise structure, I need to get into this screen. Okay, so I'll just double click here. And this is the configuration part or the configuration screens. Okay, and this is common for all the consultants of different modules. Even the finance people will log into this path, the sales and distribution, the production planning, the materials management people, everybody will use the same path. Okay, but they would be having their own part to be configured. So suppose if finance want to configure something, they get into this financial accounting. Okay, similarly, if materials management people, they get into this and they get into this logistics general. Okay, so like this, each and every module has got its own path over here. Okay, so now let us go and configure the enterprise structure. Okay, so before going and configuring the enterprise structure, let us see which are the enterprise structure of the procure to pay cycle, that is in our materials management. Okay, so as discussed, like as I gave a brief introduction, so it is your client. Okay, then comes your company code. Okay, then is your plant, your storage location. Okay, then you have your purchase organization. Okay, and finally you have your purchase groups. Okay, these are nothing but your buyers, people who are responsible to do or procure certain materials or certain services. Okay, when I say buyer, a group of buyers will be responsible to procure only raw materials. Some group of buyers will be responsible to procure only semi-finished goods, something like that. Okay, so now let us go and see what is this one by one. Okay, I'll just let you know the definition part and how it is useful. Okay, so now let us take up with client. Okay, so client is nothing but a commercial organization. Okay, it's a commercial organization within your R3 system. Okay, so which has got its own data, master records, and set of tables. Okay, I can say a client is a commercial and commercial organizational unit with its own data. Okay, own data, master records, okay, and a set of tables also. Okay, so this is your client. Okay, so if I take with from business perspective, okay, if I talk in terms of business perspective, your client is a corporate group, I can say. Okay, your client is nothing but a corporate group. Okay, for example, I can say Wipro or Tata is my corporate group. Okay, I can say like your General Motors as a corporate group. Under General Motors you have got different company codes. Okay, we have got different companies functioning under it, but it's a corporate group, right? So that is your client. Okay, so next if I move on further, okay, we have company code. Okay, this is a organizational unit. Okay, this is a organizational unit, okay, with its own
Hello?
Yes. Murli, are you speaking?
I can't hear the trainer anymore.
Chandra, yeah, I'm also not able to hear you, Chandra.
can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's clear.
Okay, okay. Sorry, it's raining heavily over here, so that is the issue, I believe. There is some
Okay.
problem with the signal. Okay,
No
and
problem.
one more thing, if there is any power interruption, I'm really sorry for that. I would not be able to continue the class. Okay.
Uh, you're using laptop or
Yes, yes, I am using the laptop.
but your internet connection may go off.
Yes, it requires a power.
Okay,
So
okay.
that is the reason. Okay,
No
and I
problem.
also request you to share your email IDs in that chat log. Okay,
Sure,
so that
sure.
we can have one session in the mid of the week if we lose this session.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, I think now we are able to see the screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about the company code. Okay, so company code is an organizational unit with its own accounting documents. Okay, so when I say accounting document, it has got its own general ledger accounts. Okay, it would be having its own profit and loss accounts. Okay, so this is what the company code is. Okay, so most of the times in the real time, this configuration part will be taken care by your finance team. Okay, so because they are the ones who decide how to set up the chart of accounts of the company. Okay, so this is how the organizational unit or the company code is defined in the enterprise structure. Okay, in a simple way we can put it like it has got its own general ledger account and it has got its own profit and loss accounts. Okay, we are differentiating it in terms of finance. Okay, so that is our company code. Okay, so next we have something called plant. Okay, plant is nothing but it's an organizational unit. Okay, it is an organizational unit where we manufacture. Okay, and where we can plan something. Okay, in SAP a plant is nothing is something like it can be a place where the manufacturing happens. It can be a place where two or more people sit and plan something. It can be a place where a sales corporate group can sit. Okay, so there is no rule that a plant should have machineries, it should have an assembly line. No, it's not like that in the terms of SAP definition. Okay, so anywhere where people may sit or where the warehouse or a corporate headquarters, something, all these entities can be called as a plant. Okay, so your plant is nothing but is an organizational unit, org unit, where a procurement happens. Okay, where procurement happens, or your it may be a corporate headquarters. Okay, or it may be your regional sales office. Okay, or it may be a delivery warehouse, central warehouse or a central delivery center. Okay, okay, etc. Anything for that matter can be your plant. Okay, so next we can move to your storage location. Okay, storage location is nothing but place where we store our material. Okay, where we store our material. Okay, and the inventory is carried on the quantity basis. Okay, so inventory is carried on quantity basis. Okay, and your physical inventory is also carried at the storage location. Okay, so physical inventory is carried at storage location level. Okay, so this is about our storage location. Okay, it's a place where we store the material, and the physical inventory is carried at the storage location level. Okay, so when I say physical inventory is carried at storage location level, there is a difference between your storage location and a warehouse. Okay, so in your storage, the inventory at your storage location is at the header, is at the outline level, I can say. Okay, for example, if I say my storage location A, for example, I am saying, okay, has 100 pieces of material B. Okay, so this, when you go for inventory, you say 100 pieces of material is in storage location A. Okay, it's the, when you take inventory in the storage location, but when you go to the warehouse, okay, when you go to the warehouse, okay, your warehouse is always linked to a storage location, but when you conduct a physical inventory in your store warehouse, okay, so your material B, okay, first it starts with storage location, okay, then your storage type, okay, then your storage type, then your storage section, and your storage bin. Okay, so now my 100 pieces of material B is available in storage location A. Okay, so then in which storage type? Okay, it's in 100 and 200 storage type. Okay, we are breaking down. Okay, so we are breaking down and we are going at the finer level of the storage. Okay, so now the storage types 100 and 200 has got material B. Okay, so in which storage section? So I'll say 001 is the storage section. Okay, and in which bins? So I'll say bin number 5, bin number 6. Okay, these are the two bins in which the material B has been stored. Okay, that is 50 pieces in your bin 5 and 50 pieces in your bin 6. Okay, this is how the inventory is carried out in your warehouse. Okay, there is a major difference between the inventory carried out in your storage location and inventory carried at your warehouse. Okay, so this is about your storage location. Next, we have purchase organization. Okay, so purchase organization is nothing but an entity. It's an organizational entity which is responsible for procurement activities. Okay, which is responsible for procurement activities. Again, in this purchasing organization, you can have different types of purchase organization setup. Okay, that is, the very first one is you can have a plant specific purchasing organization. Okay, you can have a cross plant purchase organization. Okay, and finally you can have a cross company. Okay, you can have a cross company purchase organization. Okay, so when I say plant specific, okay, the purchase organization will be, sorry, when I say plant specific, the purchase organization will be responsible to do the procurement activities for that particular plant only. Okay, so when I say cross plant, then the purchase organization will be responsible for the procurement activities of one or more plants. Okay, so when I say cross company, it will be responsible for one or more company codes. Okay, for example, company code 100, okay, company code 200, for example I am saying, okay, company code 300, okay, all this can have a same purchase organization. Okay, I can say purchase org 1. Okay, so this is your cross company. Okay, so this is your cross company. Okay, so when you make your okay, so when you make your company or when you make your purchase organization as a cross company code, okay, then it will be your highest level of it will be at the highest level of your organization structure. Okay, that is, it comes and sits above your company code. Okay, so any doubts in this?
No.
Okay, so the best example for your cross company purchase organization are your corporate purchase groups, purchase organization. Okay, somebody sits in US and they do the procurement activities for whole of the globe. Okay, they will be responsible to source the procurement activities from one country to another country. So that is nothing but your corporate purchase group or a cross company purchasing organization. Okay, so this is about your purchasing organization, in which we have got three types of purchasing organization. One is plant specific, the other one is cross plant, and the third one is your cross company. Okay, based on the business requirement, we can set up our purchasing organization. But in the standard SAP system, we have got these three options. Okay, so when you go and study the business, this is one of the important factor, or this is one of the important thing which we should note down, or which we should ask to the business, like how are your procurement activities handled or managed. Okay, so this is about your purchase organization. Okay, so purchase groups are nothing but, that is, a group responsible to do certain procurement activities. Okay, so in your purchasing department you have got something called buyers. Okay, they are group of people, or it's a team which do certain procurement activities. Okay, so team buyer A will be responsible to procure raw materials. Buyer B will be responsible to procure some services. It's something like that. Okay, so these are the enterprise structure or the entities of your enterprise structure in the SAP. Okay, without this we cannot start our procurement activities in any of the organization. Okay, so before going to the process in the procurement, let us configure these things and proceed further. Okay, so now let us go to the configuration part, okay, which we had logged in previously. Now I'll go to this path, that is your enterprise
Chandra, quick question.
structure. Sure.
So out of these, MM consultant is responsible to configure plant, storage location, and purchase organization, or
Purchase groups.
and purchase
These
groups.
are the four things. Yes, four things. As we told, the company code is your financial entity. Okay, it will, most of the times it will be taken care by our finance team.
Okay, so we are responsible for the other 4.
Yes, other 4.
Okay, thanks.
Who configures the client? Which team does that?
No, client will not be configured. Client is a system, okay, like
Okay.
which we have logged in, right? That is your client, I can
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So client will not be configured. Okay, but it's a place where we store all this master data, right? It will be
Sure.
having its own records and everything, the tables and all these things. Okay, so we would not be configuring this. The rest of the things, as Abdul told, the 4 entities we would be doing it. In case if finance team doesn't want to configure the company code, they may come to you. Okay, so in that case it's just a mere possibility, I can say. Okay, so if they don't want to configure, then you would be the person who would be do the configuration part. The rest of the things would be taken care by them. Okay, so next we will go with the enterprise structure. Okay, so in your enterprise structure we have got 2 things. One is your definition and the second one is your assignment. Okay, so first thing is we need to define all these entities and then we need to assign them to the entities. Okay, so now let us go and define our own company and the company codes, the plant, storage locations and everything. Okay, so to define our company we should go to the financial accounting. Okay, here is where we are defining. Okay, so I go to new entries, I'll say GF00. Okay, it's a company. Okay, GF00 is a company. Okay, so I'll make this as, I'll give my company name as Global Fasteners Limited. Okay, some company name I have given. Okay, so next the name of company 2 is nothing but your search term. Okay, so you can give some search term as a name of company 2. Okay, so next your street, I'll just take up with this street, your PO box. Okay, so the postal code. Okay, so next your country, language and your currency. Okay, this is your currency in which you transact. Okay, in which you transact. Okay, so this is basically the address details of your company. Okay, so now I have given the address details and I am going to save this. Okay, yesterday we were talking about the transport requests, right? We were talking about the TR numbers, right? So
Yes,
this
yes.
is the pop-up screen. Okay, and we also discussed that a number gets generated whenever we make some changes, right? So this is the number EH4K 903961. Okay, so this is the number. It's a system generated number. Okay, so now it's a previous transport number, like people would have done many changes with this number. Okay, so we cannot go with this number. So we need to have our own numbers, our own TR numbers, transport numbers. Okay, so for that we can go and click here, that is create request. Okay, if you click on this create request, it generates a new number. Okay, so that only the changes whatever you have made is incorporated in that. Okay, so for example, now we have defined the company and we have included the address details in that. So only those changes will be incorporated in that number. Okay, so now I click on this create request and I say creation of company. Okay, and I save this. See here, the number now is different and the description what I have given is different. Okay, so all we need to do is from your golden client, okay, that is a system where you don't have any master data, you need to configure these things in that and then ask your basis guy, that is your security guy, to move this TR number to the next system. Okay, so this is about your transport request numbers. I say continue. Okay, so now your company, our company is created. Okay, so now let us go and define the company codes. Okay, under this company, which all company codes we have. Okay, for example, I was talking like if I say General Motors. Okay, so General Motors, this is my company. Okay, under this I have got like GM car makers. Okay, and I have got GM engine manufacturing. Okay, and similarly I have got some GM what I can say heavy machineries. Okay, heavy machineries. So these are your company codes coming under your General Motors. Okay, so but your General Motors is a company. Okay, it's a company under which you have got these three company codes assigned. Okay, so in financial terms you can take up your profit and loss accounts either at the company level or at the company code level also. SAP has got that option. Okay, so now let us go and configure a company code. That is, let us go and define a company code. Okay, so we'll go to this option, that is edit, copy, delete, check company code. Okay, so now I have my, I'll copy the company code. Okay, in the standard SAP system we have got one company code called 1000. Okay, in the we would be copying all the data from that particular company code. Okay, even in the real time we would be doing the same. Okay, we would be following the same procedure. Okay, so I'll just say click on edit, copy, delete, check company code, and I'll click on this copy organization object. Okay, so below you can see the tables getting copied relevant to the 1000 company code. So any doubts so far? You people are able to correlate, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Why we don't create new? Why we always copy?
Yes, that's a good answer, a good question. Why in the sense, see, SAP has got given us a template. I can say it's a standard template. Okay, so it has got everything from in the 1000 company code. Okay, so that is why we copied from 1000 company code, and if you try to create of your own, we doesn't know like which table entries will get missed. Okay, while doing any other transactions, we doesn't know where the error may come up. So in the 1000 company code you have got everything, but you can use whatever you want. It's not mandatory that you should have go for all the functionalities or all the things which has been given. Okay, so now I'll say from 1000 company to, I'll define my company code, that is GF01. Okay, so this is my company code, but the earlier one which I defined was the company. Okay, it's the company GF00. Under this I have got one more company code, that is GF01. Okay, I'll say continue. See here, this is one interesting thing. Only copy the GL accounts if you want to allocate the same chart of accounts to the target company code as to the source company code. Okay, so now it will ask, do you want to copy the GL account company code data? Yes, I need to copy all the GL accounts from 1000 company to my company code. Okay, So I say yes. And he has got one more thing, that is the reference company code has local currency euros. Okay, if you allocate a different local currency to the target company code, the GL accounts will be changed with the euros. Okay, so now I want to allocate a different local currency to my company code. Okay, so I'll say yes. I'll say INR is my local currency. This is the currency in which my company is going to transact. Okay, so I'll say continue. Okay, this is just an information. This is also an information. So now the copying has started. It may take some time because it has got a huge number of tables to be copied.
What sort of backend database it normally uses?
Oracle.
Oracle.
Okay, so now this is done. I say continue. I am keeping it in the same TR number. Okay, transport number. Okay, so these are some number ranges related to the finance. Okay, I say continue, copy. Okay, so say this copy. Okay, so again these are all relevant to your finance number ranges. Okay, so now you can see company code 1000 copied to GF01 without 68 number range objects. Okay, so it's an information, but we have copied to GF01 from 1000. Okay, so now I'll just say continue and I'm going to come out of this. Okay, so next let us go and edit the company code data. Okay, so why editing is required? Because since we copied it from 1000, okay, so it would be having the address and other things of same 1000 company code. Okay, so now we need to go and edit those things. See here, our 1000 company code name is IDES AG. Okay, so if I just go select here and say details, here I should say in global fasteners limited. Okay, so I'll say this as Bangalore, country as IN, INR and EN. Okay, so next you can click on the address details where you can edit all your address details which was copied of 1000 company code. Okay, so global was limited. So this will be your global. So your street and house number you can give it. Okay, so then you can give your postal code, your city, country, time zones also can be set here. Okay, so your postal code 70. Okay, so all these things relates to your company code's address. Okay, so I just go here and I say continue. I'm going to save this. Okay, so now my company code is created and we can see the name also has changed. Previously it was of 1000 company code, now it is of our own company code. Okay, I just come out of this. Okay, now the definition of the company and the company code has been finished. Okay, so now let us go and define plant. Okay, so that is you should go to the we should go to the logistics general path in the same this one definition and click on define copy delete check plant. Okay, so here you can directly go with your copy delete check plant. Click on your organization object, copy organization object. Here also we would be copying from the 1000 plant. Okay, it's a standard template. Okay, I say this as from 1000 plant and I'll give my plant as some GFP1. Okay, so this is one plant. Say continue. So again you can see at the bottom the data is getting from different tables. It's getting copied from different tables. But in real time this would not take this much of time. Okay, so it would be pretty fast. Since this is a test server, it is taking so much of time. Okay, so now the plant is done. Okay, so you can see the information saying that plant 1000 copied to GFP1. Okay, so now I just come out of this and I click on this define plant. Okay, so here I go to my plant, that is GFP1. Okay, so I'll click on the details and I'll say global plant 1. Okay, similarly I click on the address part I'll say this as global plant 1. Okay, I'll give my search term as global. So postal code, I'll change this. Okay, I'll keep the same one. So basically we are editing the address part of the plant. Okay, so here just leave the language, set, continue. Okay, I'm going to save this. So now we have defined the plant and its related address part. Okay, so I'll just come out of this. Now let us go and define the storage location. Okay, the storage location is always linked to your plant, that is it always comes inside your plant. Okay, so now I go to the materials management and I define maintain storage location. Okay, so I'll say GFP1 is my plant and I say continue. See here, since we copied from 1000 plant, we have got all these storage locations copied. Okay, so if you want to keep the same storage locations, you can keep it, or else you can define your own storage locations. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll define my own storage locations. I'll just delete all these things. Okay, I'm going to save this. I'm just going to come out of this and again get into this maintain storage locations. Okay, so GFP1 is my plant and now I click on new entries. So I'll say this as GFRM. Okay, I'll say it as raw material store and I'll say GFFG. This is my finished goods store. Okay, I'm going to save this. Even for your storage locations, you can define your address. Okay, we can select this and we can define the address. Okay, I'm going to save this. Storage locations as okay. So now once this is done, I come out of this. I can define my purchase organization. Okay, so I go to my new entries. I'll say GFPO. I'll say global purchase org. Okay, I'm going to save this. Okay, so now we have defined all the entities of our procure to pay cycle, that is the enterprise structure. Okay, so now we need to assign them. Okay, we need to do the assignment for the organization structure. Okay, so now let us go and do the assignment. Okay, so if I click on the assignment, okay, so here let us go to financial accounting. So here is you have assign company code to company. Okay, so I click here, I say which is my company code, it is GF00. Sorry, my company code is GF01 and I'm going to assign GF00 is my company which we created. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Now the link between your company and the company code has been established. Okay, previously we just defined it. Okay, so now let me go and assign the plant to the company code. Assign plant to company code. Okay, so let us see whether any assignment has happened for this GFP1. Okay, since we copied it to 1000, its assignment has already been done to the company code 1000. Let us delete this, delete the assignment. Okay, and save this. Now come out of this. Yes, save the changes first. Okay, assign plan to company code again. Now go to new entries. So our company code was GF01. Okay, and my plant is GFP1. Okay, say enter. Save this. So now the plant has been assigned to the company code. Okay, next if I come out of this, storage location is not required. It is already assigned in your while creating the storage location. Okay, so storage location assignment we don't do it. Next, if you go to materials management, we need to assign purchase organization to a company code. Okay, so here let us see GFPO. No company code has been assigned to my purchase organization. Okay, I'll say GF01 is the one. I'm going to save this. Okay, so next I will assign my purchase organization to a plant also. Okay, so here if I go to position, let me just see whether any assignment has been happened. GFPO, GFP1. So no assignments have been done. So let us go and do the assignment of your purchase organization to plant GFP1. Okay, say enter, save. Okay, so this assignment is done. Okay, so now our enterprise structure is ready. Okay, so related to the standard purchase organization and assign purchase organization to reference purchase organization, I'll take up in the later classes. Okay, so there is a topic called special procurement in which we would be dealing this. Okay, so for time being, let us understand this simple organization structure. Okay, so now my organization structure is done. Whatever organization structure we discussed here, we have created everything except the purchase groups. Okay, so let us go and define the purchase group also. Okay, so for defining purchase groups, we need to get into logistics general. Okay, so sorry, not logistics general, it's in the materials management. I'm sorry. Okay, purchasing. Okay, so here you have create purchase groups. So you can define your own purchase groups. Okay, I'll just say GF1 is my purchase group. Okay, I'll say global buyer, something like this. Okay, you can give the telephone numbers, fax numbers, everything, and you can save it. This. Continue. Okay, so now even the purchase group is also defined. Okay, so this is how we define and assign the enterprise structure. Okay, so now we want to know, we have just done the configuration, but we need to check whether the proper assignment has been done. Okay, and what is the structure of my organization, enterprise structure of my organization. Okay, so for that we have a transaction code called EC01. Okay, so if you just enter this, it takes you to this screen. Okay, you can click on structure. Okay, navigation. Okay, see here you can see all the company codes which are available in the system. Okay, so now we need to search our company code. Okay, so I'll click on this binoculars. I'll say GF01 and I'll increase my search length. Okay, I'll say continue. See here, GF01 is our Global Fasteners Limited. If I double click on this, you can see here the plant, the purchase organization. Under the plant, you have the storage locations defined. See here, GF, FG and GFRM is the storage locations defined. Okay. Similarly, for the purchase organization is assigned to your plant and the company code. This is how you can check. This is how you can see which all entities or how many plants are there in my company code, how many storage locations are there in my company code. All these things can be seen by this transaction. Okay, so this is at the transaction level. Okay, so yesterday I was talking about the tables, right? I told that we discussed that whatever data we create or whatever configurations we do, that gets recorded in a table. Okay, so now let us go and see that table. Okay,
Chandra, question here.
yeah, sure.
So why is purchase organization not under the plant when you look at the enterprise structure? Purchase organization should be under a plant, right?
No. We have defined it is the enterprise structure, but we have just linked it. It is showing that this purchase organization is linked to this plant. Okay, so in that case, even the company code also should be above the purchase organization. Okay, this is just a structure it is showing.
Okay.
Okay, it is just a structure, but in the configurations we have done, this purchase organization is linked to this company code at this plant.
Okay.
Okay. So now let us go at the table level. Okay, so these tables are important if you want to do some defined reports, or if you want to do some deviation from standard SAP. If you want to generate some programs or something, we need to know these tables. Okay, so there is a transaction code called SC16N. Okay, 16N. Okay, I just say enter. So here I give the company code table T001. Okay, say enter. Okay, so here if you know the company code, you can give it, or else you can execute it. If you click on this execute or online icon, okay, all the company codes under this in this system will be displayed. Okay, so since we know the company code, I am going to say this as GF01. Okay, and I say continue. See here, it has got everything: name, city, country, currency, language, address. All these things are recorded in the table. Okay, so if you want to pick any of them, you can tell we can tell our technical team, that is the programming team, saying that you please refer this table for these data. So they will fetch this and they will proceed further. Okay, so each data has got its own field name. Okay, so technical name or field names. That is how the system is defined. Okay, so for your company code, the table name is T001. Okay, so next let us move to the other tables. Okay, so I'll just go with one more table, T001K. Okay, that is your plant. Sorry, yes, or I can go with plant. This is your plant. Okay, so if I say continue, okay, you can see your company code assigned to your plant. Okay, so here, hold on, I'll just show you one more. Hold on, let me not go this way. I'll give my company code. So let's say this as GF01, so it will be easy. Okay, so for GF01, the plant is nothing but our valuation area, that is our GFP1. It has been assigned. Okay, so next, if I move on further, we have with respect to storage location, that is L T001L. Okay, if you give the plant here GFP1, see here, these are the two storage locations which are getting recorded in this particular table. Okay, so for your purchase organization, we have T024E.
These are numbers are predefined in the system.
Yes, these are standard tables. These are standard tables which are defined. Okay, so if I say GFPO, this purchase organization has been assigned to the company code. Okay, so next, this is the other way of looking the assignments at the table level. Okay, so if I remove this E, it will give the purchase organization assignment to plant. So I say GFP1, this is my plant. So for this plant, which is the purchase organization, so this is the one, GFPO. Okay, since we have copied it from 1000, so all these entries are there in the 1000. Okay, so that is the reason which we have so many purchase organizations assigned to the plant. Okay, so we can remove these entities, we can remove this, go back and remove this, but I have not done that because it doesn't have in any way for us. Okay, so I have just kept this. So this is all about your enterprise structure. Okay, so this is all how we configure the enterprise structure, and at the table level how we can go and see and how it is useful. Okay, so any doubts in this?
No.
Okay, so shall I continue further, or you people want to have a practice on this and start a new topic in the new session?
You can continue.
Is it fine, Shazil?
Yes.
Okay then. Okay, so if that is the case, then I'll start with the basic masters. Okay, so we have discussed yesterday that we have got some 5 basic masters. Okay, so that is your material master, vendor master, your purchase info record, source list, and the quota arrangement. Okay, so today let us take up with your material master. Okay, so your material master is nothing but your item master. Okay, so in a layman's language, it is item master. Okay, so it will be having all the data of your material and the which you will be transacting in your organization. Okay, so for this also we need to do certain configurations. Okay, so once you do certain configurations, you can create your own materials and you can assign the number ranges. All these things are required for your material master. Okay, so now let us go and see what is the basic things that we need to configure, or we need to have the knowledge of them. Okay, so it's the same one, SPRO, reference IMG, okay, so here we get into the logistics general. Okay, so in your logistics general you have your material master. Okay, so in this material master, let us get into basic settings, your material types. Okay, so in SAP you have got different material types. Okay, that is nothing but material with same characteristics. Your raw material is a material type, your semi-finished is a material type, your trading goods, your finished goods, your plant maintenance, packaging material, all these are a kind of material types. Okay, so if I click on this define attributes of material types, okay, so you can see actually all these 3 ROH, 5 ROH are not the standard ones. People have created their own material types. Okay, so they copy from the standard and we can create our own material type. Okay, so now I'll just take up with one material type, say raw material. Okay, so for each of the material they have got the code. Okay, for raw material the code is ROH. For the semi-finished the code is HALB. Okay, for the finished it is FERE. So likewise we have got different codes to identify the material types. Okay, I say ROH. Okay, so this is the standard material type. Okay, if I go to this details, so this is the material type, raw material type. Okay, so for this raw material type we have got the field references. Okay, we have got the field references and the screen references. Okay, so what are your field references? These are nothing but each field. Okay, so you can create your material by using MM01, a transaction. I'll show you that just for the reference of your field, and this one I am taking up this. You can define your own industry sectors, material types, all this can be done. Let me just okay, I was talking about this raw material items. So I'll just take up this one view. Okay, so probably while creating the material master I'll explain you what are these. Okay, see here, these are the fields. Okay, your base unit of measure, your old material number, the material description. Okay, all these fields have got a reference. Okay, so that reference is nothing but your ROH. Okay, that reference is nothing but your ROH. Okay, so in the back end we have defined the field reference as ROH. Okay, so I'll tell you more. We'll discuss more on this field references once we go to that part. Okay, so now just remember that the field reference, we have a screen reference and the field reference in the material type screen. Okay, so next we have got the cross plant material status. Okay, so this is nothing but your blocking codes. Okay, so these are if you want to block your material for procurement, okay, or if you have procured that material for certain testing, okay, all this you can define the status of the material. Okay, and I wanted to tell you one more thing. If you go to this field and press F1, you get help document. Okay, you can actually find out what is the use of this field. Okay, so the use of this field is the cross plant material status restricts the usability of the material for all the plants. Okay, if you want to define the usability, okay, then you can define your own this one. Okay, so that I'll show you where to define that. Okay, so you can have your own authorization group. That is, while giving authorization, all people cannot create materials in the organization. Only people with authorization, only people with that access only can create it. So you can define that authorization group over here. Okay, so that is one. And next you have your external number assignments. Okay, so for a material we can have both internal and external numbers. Okay, so that is internal and external numbers. Okay, so when I say internal numbers, okay, here we are going to define certain number ranges. Okay, so number ranges will be defined, and the same numbers and the same numbers within that number range will be picked up whenever you create a material. Okay, that is, a system will automatically pick the number range. System will automatically pick numbers. Okay, so that is your internal number range. When you say external number range, this is a number range. For this also a number range will be defined. Okay, number range will be defined, but the system will not pick the numbers automatically. Not pick the numbers automatically. Okay, all we need to do is we need to key in the numbers manually. Okay, so here, for example, you can see in this screen 2247 is the item number or the material number. Okay, but it has been picked by system automatically because this material type has an internal number range. Okay, if it was an external number range, we were supposed to key in the numbers manually. Okay, I'll show you where to configure that internal number ranges and external number ranges once we go to that material part, the number range part in the material types. Okay, so next, if I move on further, okay, so you can see the user departments. Okay, you can see different user departments. So these user departments are nothing but these. At the top you can see, right, your basic data 1, basic data 2, classification, sales organization, everything. Okay, so these are your user departments. Okay, so to create an item master you need to have inputs from different departments, right? It's not one department activity. So that is why you can define your own user departments here. Okay, so now if I go to this and if I remove this purchasing, okay, I am going to save this. For example, I am saying, okay, so I have removed this, means I have deselected this. Okay, so if you go to this, now you can see the purchasing view here. Okay, so if I just come out of this and if I try to create the material again with the same material type, so select views, see here you don't see the purchasing ones. Okay, you don't see the purchasing because we have deselected it. So you can make which are the user departments which are getting involved in this, and you can select the departments. This is one option which has been given by your SAP. Okay, so next you can define the special material types also. Okay, if it is a pipeline material, okay, so your pipeline materials are nothing but your gas lines. Okay, your gas lines, your LPG, your other chemical lines which comes into your production area. Okay, if you want to make it as a pipeline material, you can make it. Okay, so you can define your own special material types here. Okay, so next, if I move on further, you can have your internal and external purchase orders. Okay, for raw material it is always external purchase orders. That is, we are going to procure it outside the company. Okay, so we are not going to produce it inside the company. Okay, so you can define the purchase orders, internal or externals. Okay, so next, if you go on further, you can define the price control of this material type also. That is, you can have a moving average or a standard price. These are the two price controls which will be there in an organization, and you can define in which this one you need to manage. Okay, and we can define your account category reference also. Okay, so this account category reference is very important to us. Okay, I'll take up this topic separately in your automatic account determination. Okay, automatic account determination. But for time being, let us remember that your account category reference, okay, your material type, okay, and your valuation class will determine the GL account, that is your general ledger account. Okay, so whenever we make a transaction in your inventory, it should get recorded in your book of accounts, that is in your general ledger accounts. So to go and identify the ideal or the correct general ledger accounts, these are the three things which are required. This combination of these three things helps us to identify the general ledger account. Okay, so this is one. Next, if I move on further, okay, we have got the quantity and value updation part. So whenever I make an inventory transaction, both my quantity and value should get updated, right? To
Yes.
know the value of the stock and the quantity, how much I have in the inventory. Okay, so this is nothing but when you make an inventory transaction, as we discussed yesterday, the two documents are generated. One is your material document and the other one is your accounting document. Okay, so your material document is relevant to your quantity and your accounting document is relevant to your value of the stock. Okay, so these things we need to keep in mind, your quantity and value updation. Okay, so for some material types you would not be having your quantity and value. For example, your non-valuated material, it will not be having a quantity and value updation. Hold on, I'll just show you. Your non-valuated is UNVW. See here, your non-valuated material doesn't have any quantity. Sorry, wait. I think I should have deselected that ROH. BW. Okay, so now if I click, see here, it doesn't have any value updation. It has got only your quantity updation. Even some plants would not be having that also. They would not like to go with that quantity updation. Okay, so if I take up my plant, let us see, my plant is GFP1. Okay, your valuation area is nothing but your plant. Okay, it has got only quantity updation. It doesn't have any value updation because it is a non-valuated. Similarly, if I go for non-stock, okay, that is your NLAG. NLAG is the code. Okay, if you go for your non-stock, you would not be having both. See here, it's blank because we don't stock those items. Whenever we procure, it directly goes for a consumption account. It doesn't go for a stock account. Okay, so like this, your quantity and value updation can be maintained at your valuation area level, that is your plant level. Okay, so this is about the material types. These are the things which we would be looking in your material types. Okay, so I'll just stop here today. Okay, I have just given the introduction of your material master. Okay, so in the next class, let us define our own material types, assign a number range, okay, and see whether an internal number, external number, okay, and let us create the material and let us know the significance of each field, okay, in this material creation, okay, and let us move on further with that. Okay, so today I'll just stop here, and from next Saturday I'll take up the further topics. Okay,
Sure.
sure. And from next class we will prepone it by 2 hours. Okay,
Sure.
prepone it by 2 hours, and in case of any changes I'll just drop you people a mail on Friday. Okay,
Okay.
only change in the timings, that's all. Okay, I'll just drop
Sure.
you a mail, you can just go through it. Okay, so
Sure.
thank you.